Vermont Historical Society Museum.
You should do an experiment. You should walk. Put a toilet bucket. Put it on your head and walk. Probably wouldn't get a second look.
That's a beautiful building. Here are the world famous unpotted plants. If you've seen what's that 3D movie?
Can you be a little more specific?
Avatar. Looks like those mountains in Avatar. Those floating mountains. This inspired Jim Cameron. Here's a nice VHS, people. This is a whole museum store on VHS tapes. And that dying technology. No. It actually stands for Vermont Historical Society.
But we do have a couple VHS tapes if you want to buy them.
Oh, wow. See?
I
You thought you were being funny.
They're on the bargain
I
table.
still do.
There are a lot of people that would really love for there to be catamounts in Vermont.
The last confirmed sighting of a catamount in Vermont was in 1881. It was shot by a young man on Thanksgiving Day in Barnard. The catamount is on display here at the Vermont Historical Society in Montpelier.
Curtis petting our stuffed cheetah or mountain lion, actually.
Vermont's favorite cat species is said to be gone.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service declared the eastern cougar, better known to us Vermonters as the catamount, extinct this week.
This is concerning me because this is probably Vermont wildlife, and this is one that I have not heard of.
So what led to its demise?
Wildlife officials here say the catamount population declined sharply in the Green Mountain State as Vermont established itself as a farming state.
It's just a very beautiful, powerful, charismatic top predator, and I think it really is the ultimate symbol of wildness.
So this is not somebody that I want to run into.
The University of Vermont prides itself as catamount country, and the predator cat is a popular name in Vermont.
You know, there's Catamount Beer, there's Catamount Trail, there's Catamount this, Catamount that. As I say, there's a great deal of mystique about this animal in Vermont.
Love my cat. Also, sadly, their family pet, the catamount, was also caught in that last historic battle. The Adams. Great beer.
Is this where the beer came from?
Well, the man the beer is named after.
Well, that's what I mean. Is it really? Is it Vermont?
Or that, of course, like maybe they named him after the beer. You never know.
But I'm saying that he was a Vermonter that beer is named after.
Why the name Sam Adams? Why not Paul Revere?
Oh, because Sam Adams was this wonderful, but largely forgotten historical figure when I started the beer. And if you actually read the history of the American Revolution, Sam Adams was the radical. He was the firebrand, the propagandist. He was the one who started the revolution, and he was also a brewer. And that's what I wanted Sam Adams, the beer, to do, to start a revolution that would declare beer independence for America.
Well, see, I'm always ahead of it will get to that point, and I will have been already years ahead.
The marking I'm doing now would have all been for naught. Would all be for Catamount. The spitting lion is not what you might think. Nothing to do with any kind of saliva coming out of a catamount.
Or a lion as in a cat. Or a catamount.
Yeah, lions are the descendant of the catamount. That's not true, but since you don't know what a catamount is, I can say pretty much anything.
Look, Curtis is trying to see how many times can you say the word catamount.
Yes.
In one day.
It's 10
already. He's like 50. Yeah.
Challenge. Matthew Lyon was one of Vermont's most controversial public figures. So he might be related to our modern day Bobby Brown.
This person over here talking about me, this person. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. This is my prerogative. I can do what I want to do.
This is something about Jefferson, but the Black Snake Affair. Most people will remember the movie The Black Snake Moan.
No.
I'm fixing steaks for supper.
Every guy knows that movie, but it has nothing to do with this. This is something about Vermont.
With ashes laden down, the wily boat, the Black Snake, from Montreal is bound. So
the War of 1812, not sure when that occurred.
We reluctantly supported that, apparently.
Supported the War of 1812.
Okay, well, whether it's reluctant or not, we supported it.
And finally, we have one of the first known replicas of Michael Jackson's outfit.
When you say things like that, you should be in the picture.
I thought I was. That's good for now.
The story of the stone industry in Vermont is the story of America. Can-do spirit, savvy business sense, and families coming from afar to work in her industries and to build our communities. These men and women built a proud legacy that local stoneworkers continue today, creating Vermont products from granite, slate, and marble.
Okay, here's Curtis looking at our granite in a granite exhibition.
And I was just there at the natural history.
One of the best museums. But so, as a
thought I was
preface,
one of the exhibits.
As a preface,
marble comes from open quarries and out of deep caverns. The columns of the Jefferson Memorial were created here, carved from massive rough-hewn blocks and turned into towering architectural beauties. The patriarchs of one family, the Proctors, and their business associates, built the Vermont Marble Company into the largest anywhere in the world. Salesmen traveled far beyond our borders as the company grew. Public monuments and huge building decorations were created here, as well as more personal tributes that memorialize the everyday people of America. The skilled craftsmanship of the company's workforce commemorates America's heroes, too. The Tomb of the Unknown was created in Proctor, Vermont. During the 19th and 20th centuries, talented men were recruited directly from northern Italy.
Carrara, of course, has some of the best quarries in the world, particularly the white marble. It was where Michelangelo used to go to get all his marble and stay for months.
You get a
granite.
You got a picture of it here?
Here's the granite. Well, you know, we're going to get better shots of the granite museum that we go to.
That's fine.
I'm sure that'll be much more interesting.
And here's slate.
I don't know what the difference between slate and granite is.
Well, granite is like, you know,
I mean,
granite, it's the same. And then this is
that
what,
sounded really scientific.
slate is what they always refer to, you know, people of color. They always say, you know, you guys are always slate. So that's.
Now, see, me, I want to know the difference between marble, granite, and slate.
Rocks are solid masses occurring naturally as part of our planet. Rocks can be put into three fundamentally different types: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rock. Igneous rocks, for example basalt and granite, are crystalline solids that form directly from cooling magma. Igneous rock formed before it reaches the Earth's surface is named intrusive, or plutonic, after the god of the lower world, Pluto. These rocks cool over long periods of time and thus develop large crystal structures, as we see in granite.
Granite is mostly composed of three minerals: quartz, feldspar, and mica.
Metamorphic rocks are formed from pre-existing igneous, sedimentary, and even other metamorphic rocks. Rocks that become buried deep under the earth are under tons of earth and exposed to increased temperature and pressure. And common metamorphic rocks include slate and marble.
Slate is a rock that was made from clay, and clay is composed of tiny, tiny particles. Those particles can be minerals like quartz, pyrite, apatite, muscovite, feldspar, kaolinite, biotite, tourmaline, the list goes on. But you can't see these minerals inside of a slate rock. The slate looks all the same color and texture.
Marble is only one of the Earth's deep resources you'll find here. Enduring slate tile roofing not only protects our historic buildings, but also adds decorative elements. Some of the finest slate in the country is quarried near the Marble Trail in the Slate Valley. Over the mountains on the eastern side of the state, there's a wealth of granite, an igneous stone formed in a completely different way than marble was. The town of Barry was built on granite. Visit the magnificent cemeteries where monuments are crafted of Barry gray. You'll see the embodiment of heartfelt stories told in larger-than-life proportions and graceful flowing lines.
Vermont and New York slate have been used for the roofs of the White House, the Pentagon, and as flooring in Boston Logan's Airport. So that's interesting.
You'll also find our granite and marble in many state capitol buildings, Pennsylvania, Wyoming, and Wisconsin, for instance, and in historic downtowns in cities across our nation.
Finally, we got marble. Of course, this is what marbles are made out of, I'm assuming.
Yes, that's actually marble.
And there's some stuff there. They do sure look pretty. This is like a big salt lick.
He eventually worked for the Ellis Granite Company, and it's there that he was working for them when they got the contracts for the Union Station statues. My dad worked for 6 years on these statues, and on one statue alone, the Ceres, the goddess of agriculture, they worked, my father and Bernasconi, an entire year.
Up here is What's Your Story? It's like now it's your turn, so people have an opportunity to share their stories and information. I just saw two real quick ones. This is just some people came by. This one says, born in Vermont, raised in Vermont, gonna die in Vermont, I'm a Vermonter, Vermonters rock, Chris K. And then I scrolled down, and this person put, I kind of like Virginia.
Sleep, Downy, sleep. This is a piece that I recorded with my family when I was 12 years old, so you'll hear me as a soprano. And it's from a really rich tradition of choral singing that dates back to the 1700s in Vermont and elsewhere in New England. This particular piece is called Warren, and it's named after the town of Warren. It's a tradition of 3 or 4 part choral writing written by untrained musicians, farmers, tavern keepers, local people, and it was sung just socially because it was so fun to sing these rich harmonies. So they would write really exciting multi-part music.
I kind of like Virginia.